Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, cottagers. We are back playing Harvest Moon SNES. It is the 2nd of fall. It says the 2nd of fall, but it's like another goofy translation moment. So, fall and winter on the farm are pretty boring by comparison, I guess I would say. Not a whole lot for us to do. The big thing here is going to be that we just need to keep up with our hay fields to get everything kind of set, because once winter sets in, we won't be able to hay, obviously, and it's fairly expensive to have animals and need to pay for their food. So in the meantime, there's no like crops or anything for us to grow. They're just kind of done as they are. But yeah. Oh my goodness. Ghosty, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. Welcome in. Hold on, let me get you a raid shout out. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How was your stream? What were you playing? Let's see. You're playing Hades. How was it? That sounds super fun. But welcome, raiders. My name is Rizaldia. I go by Raz for short. I'm a marionette VTuber. I do a lot of farming sims, and on Thursdays we play Mahjong here. So today is a farming day. We're playing through Harvest Moon SNES. It went well. I had lots of fun. Nice. Was it your first time playing Hades, or are you like a Hades veteran? You're just doing some wild stuff in there. I'm always in awe of Hades players, honestly. Like, I don't think I would have the patience, by and large, to play most roguelikes and stuff, but I'm always in awe of people who who do have the patience, the ability to go through all that. I've been playing for a while. I'm doing a new game though. Nice, nice. Starting fresh. That sounds fun. How far did you get? I don't know how long like a normal Hades run, like a successful one goes, I guess. I'm not that well equipped with how Hades actually plays out. I forgot that we needed the milker, which I think I'm in like Story of Seasons mode where you don't need a milker to get the milk. Which I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of appreciate the need for tools that exists in this game, though it can definitely be kind of annoying at times. I haven't gotten out yet, but made it to the surface a few times. Nice. That sounds rad. Well, welcome in. Thank you so much for bringing your community by the cottage. Obviously, if you need to head out, get food, any of that good stuff, take a rest, definitely feel free. I super appreciate the raid, though. And I'm glad you guys had a good time playing Hades. We're in a bit more of a low-key mode in here, I would say. Nothing too crazy. We're in kind of the most boring seasons. Harvest Moon SNES, there's really very little to do in fall, winter. You're definitely meant to be doing most of your like interpersonal work during this time, but we're already married. It's the fall of our 2nd year, so we're kind of just vibing, just chilling. Oops, did not mean to go back inside there. We have a bunch of like, I don't want to say like necessarily rare items, but we have some like goofy secret crops that we're kind of waiting on the correct dates to be able to plant them. So the first one of those is going to be in winter, but we're in the 2nd day of fall right now, so we got a bit of time. But yeah, otherwise we're just kind of hanging out, just chilling. I was going to have a cup of tea today, but we're doing Sunrise Stardew tomorrow morning, so I figured it was probably not a good plan to have any caffeine when I have to sleep. So that's just how it is. But yeah, thanks so much for the lurk, Ghost. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and appreciate the raid, of course. Let's see, what else are we doing in here? I guess we're just foraging. I guess fall is the foraging season. I have to check. I don't know what day it is. Actually, let me just go to town. Because even though we technically have a calendar in our house, we can't check on the festivals from the calendar. You gotta walk all the way to the church, and there's a book in the church, and that tells you, like, when the festivals are. So there's a couple of them. Let's see. Yeah, so the 12th is the Harvest Festival, which is where we tried to poison the soup last year, but nothing happened. And then the 20th, oh my goodness, is the Egg Festival, which is actually super hardcore. And then the 10th is going to be Thanksgiving, which we kind of missed Thanksgiving last year. I'm not really sure what we were supposed to do, but we did not accomplish it. So, depending on how we're looking for completing days, I might have to look up if we need to do anything special for that, because I definitely don't want to miss it this year, because we will not get to play fall or winter for year 3. The game only goes through spring and summer for year 3. So, and then the game ends and we get an ending. And I think we should have a pretty decent ending, but we'll find out. We'll see if we got any positive ending bits for like crops and stuff. That's the only thing that I'm not sure of. Alright, let's see. Let's talk to Nina. She's gonna give us our nightly croissant to eat for dinner. Not a bad deal. And then we'll bed. I also am not quite sure how having a child works. I'm not sure if there's something in particular we're supposed to be doing for that, or if it's just kind of how it goes along. Nina, she's so down on herself. She's a perfectly fine wife. We have no complaints. She gives us food. We're certainly not cooking, so... Also, what is... Give me something to eat? Oh god. What do you need to eat, bro? I don't even... I feel like we gotta go get him like a mushroom or something. Hopefully he's still here. Let's quick. We'll give him a mushroom. I was like, what is this little creature laying on the ground? Turns out. Let's see, will this do? God. I'm alive now. Thank you very much. I didn't eat anything for 3 days. Sir. I need to give you something. Take a look in the shed tomorrow. Alright. Cryptic, but we'll appreciate it. Yeah, let's see if this is done. It is. Hayfield. This hayfield is done. I don't think... Yeah, the other one is not done. So we'll get the milker and continue on with our chores. Currently, we are running pretty light on animals. They're actually pretty expensive. And we don't let any of them out because they are honestly too much work. It's very hazardous to be an animal in Harvest Moon SNES, and we didn't really feel like dealing with the heartbreak of like our chickens dying to wild dogs or our cows being spooked by moles. So everyone's just staying inside. We're just doing an indoor venture this time around. Though the chickens, I mean, the chickens all seem pretty happy about it. I don't know. I feel like they have not complained at all. I feel like the cow, Millie might get a little upset eventually, but chickens have just been vibing. They don't seem to care at all. Let's see how much, I forget how much fodder we have. So we have 4 animals. We might be cutting it kind of close. I think with our hayfields we'll be fine, but we definitely like need the fall season to get everything done. I don't know what we want to do. I guess we could go fishing. Might as well take advantage. I mean, it's not the most lucrative pastime, I guess, but not bad. We should give this to Nina. If I remember correctly, she's pretty into the mushrooms because they come from the mountain. She's big into the mountains. Though she might be asleep by now. Yeah, she's definitely asleep. Our lights are out. We're gonna bring Koro inside because it's supposed to rain tomorrow. Tomorrow will be sunny. Does this work inside? Does. I don't think we've been training Koro enough. I think we were supposed to whistle at him a bunch, but I've not been doing that. That has not been on the agenda. Alright, let's do Millie's chores. My goodness, you have to be so close to the cows in order for the milker to work, and if they like move at any point in it, a challenge. Alright, cows fed. We should see, we gotta get our scythe anyway, though I'm not sure if the other field is done. Truthfully. But I'm curious, I don't know what event... Like, I think it's another golden tool that we get for helping that harvest sprite, but I'm not sure which one. Because we already have the... basically the golden watering can, but we got that by, like, just buying it from the tool shop. And we have the golden hammer and the golden scythe. Ooh, we got the golden hoe this time. So the only one that's not gold is the axe right now. That is the only one I think that we're missing. The bell. The less said about the bell, the better, to be honest. There you go. These are done. Okay, these are not done. We'll just get the milker back, I guess. And then, let's see, that blue seed that looks like a gem, that one has to be planted on winter 1 on the mountain and then watered every day. Trying to think. I'm not sure if it goes in the exact same spot as the beanstalk is supposed to go. I have a feeling that it is, just because I don't know where else you would plant something there, but it seems like if you don't plant it in the correct way, it's not like it gets thrown on the ground like everything else, so not the end of the world for sure. Or at least I should say, even if it did get thrown on the ground, I don't care about that one as much. I will say I care about the beanstalk secret like a little bit more, so I would be a little bit more crushed. That's certainly true. Alright, let's give this to Nina. Gremlin that she is. She deserves it. She deserves a gift. Nice. She's all about it. I'm trying to think. I also have no idea what the situation with the secret garden is. I don't know if it's just a cosmetic thing, or if there is actually something that happens if you go in there, or if you don't go in there and you just wait. I do not know. I'm not sure. Didn't I forget to ship something? I don't think so. Sir? I'm pretty sure we got everything for the day. That we meant to, at least. We don't have a lot of, you know, income, but that's how fall winter goes on a farm. I'm interested to see, so the next game that came out in the Harvest Moon series was Harvest Moon for Game Boy, and then later they did like a port to Game Boy Color, but it's the exact same game, just with the color. And there is no romance at all. It's just the farming. So I kind of wonder in that one if there was more to do in fall winter. Or if it was equally like there's nothing to do and it's just, I don't know. If there's no romance, like I'm not really sure what you pursue during fall winter. It definitely felt like in this game, we kind of rushed things, but it definitely felt like the idea was probably to grow a lot more crops in spring, summer, and then fall, winter would be your time to like actually do all your romancing and then probably get married in like spring. But that is not how we did things. we were not on that grind. Gotta check their, I mean, I don't foresee there being any problem, but it's worth checking their health every day. You can't check the chicken's health because you can pick them up, but worth checking on the cow, making sure that she didn't somehow randomly get sick, because that would be, it's very expensive to pay for medicine, so that would be tough. I'm curious, which Harvest Moon games have you played before? So, I have played, the first Harvest Moon game that I did play was A Wonderful Life on GameCube, as well as Friends of Mineral Town, and then I basically played at least a little bit of every game from that point all the way up until, like, Magical Melody / Animal Parade, I want to say. And then currently we're also playing Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town, so like the newest iteration of the Harvest Moon franchise. So I'm on a mission to play all of them all the way through, and I didn't own a console before GameCube. And for some reason, I guess I had a Game Boy Color, but I never played Harvest Moon on Game Boy Color. So like Harvest Moon 2, I think, on Game Boy Color, the original Harvest Moon 1, which had no romance, and I think there's at least one more on Game Boy Color that I haven't played, but I mainly started this series because people just had really good things to say about Harvest Moon, N64, Back to Nature, and Save the Homeland. Those are some of those three, plus A Wonderful Life and Friends of Mineral Town, are like some of the most beloved. And I had played A Wonderful Life and Friends of Mineral Town, so that is kind of what inspired the series, to kind of go back, play through all the old ones. Yeah, I have a good amount of experience, though I don't often remember a lot of stuff. Like, for me, I have almost no memory of Friends of Mineral Town. Like, I think when we go and play it, I think stuff will come back to me, but in the moment, I couldn't tell you the names of, like, most of the people there, or any of the, like, key plot points. I remember a good bit more of A Wonderful Life for some reason. It might have been the one that I actually put the most hours into. But yeah, a lot of the later ones were like ones that we picked up, but I would just dabble in, so I would never like go super hard on them. And then as far as like other farming sims, I've also played a good amount of Stardew Valley. So I've played a lot of farming sims. The problem with farming sims, I mean, I love farming sims, but they are very long. They're hard to just pick up. So sometimes I get when people, I don't know, I've had some folks be like, "Oh, you're gonna play all the farming sims?" And I'm like, I would love to. It is a lot of time investment to play through them. So even just this one, like, even though Fall Winter is pretty fast to speed through, like, this is our 7th play session playing the SNES version, and arguably SNES is the shortest one, aside from maybe, I would assume that the Game Boy, the very first Game Boy game might be a little bit shorter, just because there is no romance element, there are no children, anything like that, so that might be a little bit shorter, but as far as gameplay goes, this is definitely one of the shorter ones, and it's still long. It's still quite long. It also has a lot to it, I guess. Like, you can tell why people became, like, very enamored with the series after this one coming out. It definitely has, like, a lot of depth in it. I was thinking about what you were saying about nothing to do in Fall Winter in the later games, mining. Agreed, yeah, like, mining comes up in the later series. I think I mentioned it when we were playing Pioneers, that I didn't remember when mining, like, came into the series. I think when I went and looked it up, I think Friends of Mineral Town had some very preliminary kind of mining, but it wasn't as fleshed out, and it wasn't quite the same as, like, what we think of as, like, modern Harvest Moons or farming sims or crafting sims or, you know, Stardew, where it's like you're actually grinding, like, a lot of different types of ore and then having to refine them, and it's like a whole process. But yeah, there's none of that. There is a mine in the SNES version, but you can't collect materials from it, so it's not like a place that you visit that much. Like, you can go in it, there's some, like, herbs that grow in there, but there's not a whole lot going on in there. So it's definitely like Fall Winter. I don't know, I think Fall Winter in the early games was meant to kind of push you so that you didn't just hard index into the crops, because the crops were usually the most lucrative. But with Fall Winter being a serious downtime with almost no crops being grown, and then on top of it, like, really not much for you to do, I think it was kind of like, hey guys, what if you just got some animals and then you have, like, some income in the slow seasons. So I think that was kind of the idea. Kind of encourage you to get some animals and play some stuff. Maybe branch out a little bit more than what would technically be most optimal otherwise, I think. N64 and Back to Nature came out around the same time, but they're different games, almost alternate universes. There's a lot of that. I think we were talking the other day about how Magical Melody was really weird because it technically... It came out for GameCube, but it also came out, like, the Wii was launching around the same time, so I think it also came out for the Wii. So it was kind of just, like, a weird situation where it launches on, like, two pretty different consoles. But I don't know, a lot of people love Magical Melody. I don't remember Magical Melody, like, that fondly, but I think Metacritic scores-wise, it's literally the highest scored one. I think followed by, like, Friends of Mineral Town, A Wonderful Life, Back to Nature N64, or something like that. I like to think of Magical Melody as a greatest hits album. That's fair. That's fair. I think that's a fair assessment of it. I'm excited because I also got, I plan to play, I haven't decided what I'm gonna do about the spin-offs, so there's a couple of spin-offs from the Harvest Moon series that were not part of, like, the original game series, I guess, whether because they weren't really farming sims or because they were kind of weird. So there's one that's a futuristic farming sim / JRPG, if I'm remembering correctly, which is Immortal Life, I think. There's also a Doraemon Story of Seasons game, which I definitely want to play because that seems super goofy. But I'm not sure if it's technically like a port of one of the others, if they just like reskinned people basically, but a lot of the cutscenes and stuff are the same. I'm not quite sure. And there's a couple that are like, there was like a puzzle game that didn't do very well. And yeah, just a couple of like more RPG ones, I guess, that were less the farming element, but it had some element of the farming in there, just it wasn't the main focus, so it didn't kind of get lumped in with the rest of them. Oof. Oh. I just yeeted that fish at that man's head. And we could have saved it, but I couldn't grab it. That's tragic. Another bit of produce lost to the ground. I'm gonna make a compilation of every time we've thrown something on the ground by accident and it just gets wasted. Or that we've like accidentally killed crops by like scything them or something. And I feel like it's gonna be a kind of long compilation because we've done it a lot. There's been many moments of me doing that. See, this is the mushroom we put in the harvest soup last year. Everyone was like, we should just put it in, we should just see. It's just a science experiment. Never heard of Immortal Life before, just looked it up. It seems to be its own thing, not affiliated with the Harvest Moon. It's by Marvelous, if I'm remembering correctly. And they branded it as if it was like an AU Harvest Moon. Like when it launched, they were like, kind of like Harvest Moon, but like there's like none of the same characters. I don't even think it's like technically the same universe, but yeah, it's like it's meant to be kind of a, hey, what if we, I think they were like testing the waters a little bit. They wanted to try something a little bit more like post-apoc, futuristic. They wanted to like play around and see like what they could do. I assume because if Immortal Life had gone like really well and people had loved it, I wouldn't have been surprised if we would have had like some iteration of like the true Harvest Moon series that they would have like tried to bring that in, but alas, I don't think it did that well. I don't think it was that popular. Because again, it's like fairly different. It's like a similar vibe, I guess, but not quite enough to be like a clear hit among people who like loved the original games, I guess. So just one of those things. So yeah, I've been thinking about like trying to decide which of the spin-offs I think are like not just worth doing, but like would augment our playthrough experience, I guess. So that one I've been on the fence about, though. I won't lie. Truthfully, sci-fi settings, kind of post-apoc storylines, stuff like that, that doesn't generally appeal to me like at all. So I'm not super about it, but maybe when we get to the end of our playthrough journey, if we're looking for more content, I will circle back to it. I'm reading that it was made by Yifang Studios and published by 2P Games. Interesting, because it's on the... There's a Story of Seasons, like a full list of all the Story of Seasons games, you know, thereby being the Harvest Moon games. And it's on there as a spin-off. It's in the, like, official list of, like, hey, this is, like, canon part of the group. And it doesn't list stuff like Stardew Valley, even though Stardew Valley is, like, a clear homage. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was, like, contracted out, which maybe could even explain why it didn't do so well. Maybe people looked up the studio and they were like, this doesn't really sound like what we want. No thank you. Are you sure you're not confusing it for Rune Factory? No, I know that... No, I know that Rune Factory exists, as well as Immortal Life. I might be mixing up the name Immortal Life. Like, it might have a different name than what I'm thinking of. But yeah, if you look up the, like, list of Story of Seasons games, there should be a wiki page, and then there's, like, a derivative works section towards the bottom, and it should be on there somewhere. Separate from Rune Factory, which I also haven't figured out if I'm gonna play Rune Factory. Immortal Life is definitely a farm sim, you got the name right. Alright, well at least there's that. Yeah, I don't know how it tied in. I definitely remember it being like a way more overt tie. But yeah, Rune Factory... I played Rune Factory 1 and I didn't really like it, but I've also been told by people who enjoy Rune Factory that Rune Factory 1 is maybe not a great example of the Rune Factory series, and that I shouldn't, like, base my impression of all of the games on my experience playing just one. But in general, I'm just not I guess in my farming sims, I'm not a huge fan of the monster collecting and fighting element. I guess I prefer to do that in, like, separate games. Like, if I want to do monster collecting and stuff, I generally feel like I want to do that in, like, Temtem or something. And if I want to farm, I want to farm. So, I haven't really decided what I'm feeling for if we're gonna play those. I've definitely heard people have said really good things about Rune Factory 4, and I know that people were pretty hyped about Rune Factory 5, so those might be worth giving a shot to, even though I'm, like, a little predisposed to be like, I don't know. I don't know about these. Like, I will say even the fighting elements in Stardew are, like, not my favorite. I know some people are, like, big into the mines. I'm, like, in the mines because I have to be, you know? Not necessarily because I, like, enjoy being there or like parts of that gameplay. It's kind of rough that we cannot run with Koro. Like, what if it was an emergency? What if I needed to run with my dog? I feel like if he's small enough that I can carry him, he should be small enough that we can run. Like... I only dabbled with one of the rune factories. Don't remember which one. Wasn't really feeling it. Yeah, mine was definitely Rune Factory 1. And it was weird because I was, like, hype about it, and then I played it and I was just like, this is not for me. This is, like, not my jam. So... But that was also a long time ago, so I'm willing to give it another shot. In general, I'm just not much of a JRPG person, I guess, in general as well, so there's just a lot of things that are... I like to watch games like that, I just don't like to play them, I guess that's the thing. I like down-to-earth aesthetic. Yeah, that's the other thing. The fantasy level, like, I kind of appreciate... There's obviously fantasy elements in Harvest Moon, you know? We've got harvest sprites, the goddesses, stuff like that. But it always felt like it wasn't the focus. It was always like a little like nugget on the side. And if you really wanted to pursue it in some games, if you wanted to like marry the goddess or something, you could do that. But it wasn't like... The rest of the world was pretty normal. We'll put it that way. It was pretty realistic, I guess. Which I kind of appreciated about it. The fantasy element is a little bit less fun for me, I guess. But a lot of people like that. I mean, I can get it. I understand, like, people maybe wanting something different after a while. Which is probably why Rune Factory, like, did well in the first place. People liked Harvest Moon, but, like, it can get stale, right? There's only so many ways you can skin a farm. Harvest Moon's supernatural stuff is, like, fables come to life, fairy tales. Definitely. It draws, like... It makes sense, right? It's very My Neighbor Totoro and not Spirited Away, right? It's like meant to be, hey, this is like a normal world and we have some vague supernatural elements that you can choose to or not to interact with, and otherwise you can just go about your very normal life. Versus it's in your face. The only thing here is fantasy. There's weird stuff happening all over the place. I can't tell if I feel like the days move faster or slower in fall winter, because like on the one hand there's not really anything to do, so I don't really feel crunched to do anything. Like spring, summer, it's always like we're doing a lot. There's like things that have to be watered, we're always running around. Fall winter we're just like hanging out, we're just there. We just like show up, and sometimes we forage a lot of mushrooms, sometimes we don't forage any at all. We just hang out. I gotta, like, try and whistle to Koro more. You didn't know already, when you transition between screens, some time skips. That's interesting. I did not know that. It kind of makes sense, though. Because you're meant to be, like, moving between areas. They're trying to maybe get you to, you know, pick only a couple places to go in a day. Which I can respect. We were laughing earlier about how people don't, like, commute from one place to another. They just teleport. So if you miss them by, like, you know, a minute, they're, like, on the other side of the map. They're just gone. This is the only game that does it, I think. Not sure about the Game Boy games. I would assume that the Game Boy games are very similar in this one, in like terms of like time and stuff, but we will find out when we play them. They may end up being nearly identical, or they might be like more like some of the later games. I think it has to do with like the world being so small, again, because aside from the road, there's not really like intermediary points. It's like there's the mountain map, there's your farm map, there's the road, and there's town. Versus a lot of the other games, like having to move from one place to another means it's like a little bit more, I don't know, the world feels a little bit bigger because it takes like actual time getting places, but I guess they just mitigated that by being like, well, every time you change screens, we're gonna make some time pass. One thing that has definitely been something that I've had to like adjust to in Story of Seasons Pioneers is the fact that cooking takes time. And so if you want to batch cook, it's like hours of time. So you gotta like plan that out. Otherwise you end up being like, oops, it's very late now. I'm gonna be in some trouble. I've like decreased my stamina bar because I've stayed up too late, like trying to batch cook grilled fish or something. Probably get, let's see, let's do like one more mushroom and then probably just talk to Nina, get our dinner. Pioneers is the new game, yes. Is it good? I think I'm enjoying it. For full transparency, you have an option to play on basically easy mode or like normal mode. Easy mode is supposed to make your ability to like gain hearts with people is easier. I think also like a bunch of stuff sells for more money, and like I think crops might cost less. There's like a whole thing where you basically, it increases your ability to like level up all your different skills, handle all of your interpersonal relationships a lot easier. We went with normal, and the rate of hearts going up, it's weird. I guess on the one hand, you can give gifts every single day, but they're only worth like 1/4 of a heart each. For like the favorite gift, like the best gift that someone wants. So it's good. It's definitely long. I guess the one thing is it's a huge time investment, and I can very easily see people burning out on it. Like we've played, it follows I think the Stardew number of days in a month, which is 28, or like in a season I should say. We just finished spring, and I think it took us 4 play sessions, I think, which is like 12 hours of time. And like sometimes I'm a little leisurely and I'm like sitting and chatting with people in chat about stuff, but I do move at a pretty decent clip playing. So it is definitely a long game. I do like it a lot, but I do think it's fairly long, and I can definitely see people being like, wow, this is, I'm feeling the amount of time. I'm looking at screenshots and cows have bells on their tails. I don't even think I noticed that, but that might be true. I don't even think that's mentioned. I don't even think that comes up in the lore. I guess the Pioneers of Olive Town, it's a bit different in that the lore is that we're like moving back to the town where our grandfather was like a pioneer, so he and like his like buddies basically built the town from like the ground up essentially, and like all had like homesteads there. So we're moving on to this very roughed up homestead, very Stardew-esque. It's not looking good, so we have to do a lot of like clearing land, and then you unlock certain areas. Like you don't even have access to the full space of your farm from the beginning. And then as far as animals go, you don't even buy animals outright from the like shop, from like the livestock dealer. You have to repair like the chicken coop and the barn and the stable and stuff. And once you repair the building, the animals are just like wild, roaming around, and you tame them. And then once you tame them, you can buy more of that same variety, but you have to initially have your animal husbandry level up to a certain point in order to like tame different animals. So it's already kind of a slightly more weird system. since I hadn't played any Harvest Moon since Magical Melody, and even then it's been like a hot minute since I've played Magical Melody, I was like a little confused by the whole thing, but I don't know, I find it charming. I think it's cute. It's just, it's a long haul. So if you're looking for like a shorter game, like even just playing through the base like story, not even just, not like, we're not talking about, oh, going for completionist or something, just playing through the base story is like definitely gonna be a long time. And there's a huge, I mean, it has a very, with the crafting and stuff, you can really like make your farm look nice and stuff. So if you're one of those people that loves like terraforming in Animal Crossing, or you really like doing up your farm like really hardcore in games like Stardew, you could sink hundreds of hours into just that on Pioneers. Would you say it's faster or slower than Stardew? Personally, it feels slower than Stardew. I feel like I moved through Stardew's days much faster. Like, I don't feel like it took me 12 hours to get through one season in Stardew. And that could just be my perception being, you know, wonky, but it definitely feels slower. And that might also be the amount of time passes. It is fairly slow time passage, I would say. It's not one-to-one or anything wild like that, but it does feel slower than Stardew. So that might actually be the case, that like it's just mainly the time passage is slow and you have so much to do that you kind of make use of it. But as far as like, I guess the question is, I would say Stardew, if you're trying to like do 100% on Stardew, I think Stardew is longer. Stardew has a lot in it, especially if you're playing Stardew Expanded or something. Like there's a lot of content in Stardew, so I think if we're actually talking like, hey, I want to play through all of the main storyline, I want to unlock all the stuff, I want to see all the big cutscenes, I feel like Stardew just has more of that, just by the nature of Stardew being long. But Pioneers definitely feels like just a generally slower game to actually sit down and play. But we're gonna be we're starting a Stardew Expanded playthrough, like from scratch. I've never played Expanded, just like a bunch of different non-expanded saves in Stardew, so we are starting a brand new save in Expanded. We're gonna start doing that tomorrow, but it's like in a morning Eastern time slot. So I will report back. If maybe it will feel long after I sit down and play in the mornings, I don't know. I got bored of Stardew after 2.5 years. It was fun while it lasted though, about 100 hours, give or take. That's the thing. I think a lot of these games, I think that's kind of the, I don't want to say the failing of farming sims, but it is, by nature of farming sims, they do have a fall off point, I would say. Most of the time. You get tired at some point. That's why I kind of appreciated that the early Harvest Moon games had stopping points. I know some people don't like that, and I can totally understand that perspective when you put a lot of time into it, but I kind of appreciate that, like this game, we only get 2.5 years. You play through your 2.5 years, you do your best, and then 2.5 years you get like an ending, and you can get good endings and like less good endings, and then you can make a new save and try again. Tried playing again from the start and I got tired before unlocking the expanded content. I feel that. That's definitely fair. I bet the island is really fun. Yeah, I feel good about the fact that because I haven't ever played expanded before, it'll be pretty new. There'll be a lot of like, there's a bunch of new characters, there'll be tons of new cutscenes that I've never seen. because Stardew I always had a problem with just falling off after a point. So we'll see. It'll be fun. I think it'll be good. Okay, so Harvest Festival is gonna be tomorrow. Ends at 3 p.m. Don't be late. Okay, so we gotta be there before 3 p.m. We gotta bring something. What's good? I wonder if herbs or spices will be okay. Why not both, Nina? You can use both in your cooking. Oh. We always get caught outside with our dog. Always. We're always like holding the dog and are like, hello? I'll stop work earlier. Come to the bar. Okay, cool. Come to Public Square. If you have livestock, you should feed them before. I'll bring something to put in the stew. Cool. We gotta go get the milker. I don't know what we're gonna bring this year. We brought the poison mushroom last year. Maybe we should try and bring, like, an egg or something. Maybe we should be kind, share the wealth. Share the wealth of our farm with others. I don't know if I've checked on Millie in a hot minute. I guess I should do that. Millie, are you good? Yes. She's like, I'm fine. You don't need to worry about me. Okay. Can't believe we paid like 20k for that bell tree and it was like not nearly as helpful as I thought it was gonna be. I was like, no. Getting the animal out of the barn is hard enough. We do not need this level of difficulty to be added in. Alright. Those are done. I don't think the hay's set. Go back to our foraging journey. Why don't you have a juice party at home sometimes? By juice, they mean like wine. They asking us to throw like a housewarming party? I mean, it's been a while since they built the house for us, so it's a little late for a housewarming party, truthfully. It's been a minute. I do like that the meals in here, like, recover, like, a little bit of stamina. It's kind of nice. So if you're, like, you do everything in the morning, and then you munch your, you know, onigiri or your croissant, you get, like, a little kickback. You can do a little more. And obviously once you know, you can always go to the Onsen, but it's, like, a huge hike. Juice. That's gotta be classic SNES censorship. Yes. Yeah. It was really weird because the very first festival that you go to is the Flower Festival, and at the Flower Festival, Nina gets trashed on the wine. And it's not, but I guess like the weird bit about it is she's not just drunk, it's very much like an absinthe drunk. Like she's like tripping on top of being drunk. But they just call it juice, so you're like trying to figure out if they were trying to make it out to be some sort of weird sugar high. But it's like, nah, this is some like absinthe level having a moment, intoxicated. But there they were like, we can't tell them it's alcoholic. It would be too much. We are going to the festival, Nina. It's like 6 a.m. though. It's a little early. We gotta like feed everybody. Make sure everyone's good. We were talking, the funniest thing to me is the major difference that I noticed in the new Story of Seasons Pioneers. You like do not need to keep your animals locked up or anything. They don't need to be like fenced in, which is such a like deviation from the old games. The old games were so harsh about like your animals needed to be fenced in, your chickens would get like stolen by wild dogs. It was harsh. Like our animals were dying all the time when we were kids. Like these games were not kind to us. And it reminded me a lot of like Oregon Trail. Like I don't know how a child was supposed to complete Oregon Trail games without just hard failing every time, because what child understands that you need like a ton of salt? That salt is one of like the most hardcore commodities when you're going on a long journey like that. Like no one would know that. No one would think about that. But Oregon Trail was like, should have known. You should have known better. And these games are the same way, like, man, like, the early games, like, we were talking about how in the, I think it's, like, in N64 and stuff, like, when you would get stuck in your house because there'd be, like, a monsoon or a hurricane, like, inclement weather, essentially, and it would have been, like, you should have brought your animals in, and they just get washed away and they all die, and you're, like, a child, and you're like, oh my god, it's hardcore. I like how it showed the egg just like cracking in there. I don't know if this is good or bad. Eat it with gratitude. Okay, we did. We ate it with gratitude. Was it delicious? I guess. This is very delicious. Want to try some? I have no idea what Nina is holding. So when we first had this event, we were not married to her, and she fed us a live frog. So I don't even know what this is. I literally can't tell. I guess we're gonna eat it. Tastes good, huh? It's called the fruit of the full moon plant. It's moistured, soft, and melts in the mouth like ice cream. It's my favorite. Okay. That's a lot better than a frog. We have improved. We have improved. Our Nina, like, skills have improved. Last time she fed us a frog. This time we got some, like, rare fruit. Sounds great. Zed, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the cottage. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, some made up fruit. I got scared. I was like, what is this? I was like, where did she find this? Yeah, give us the wine. Yeah, we love it. Now we're a little buzzed too. Alright, Anne. We can do it. We can do it. Just turn it on. Oh. It blew up in our face. Rip. You know, I don't have a wife. No, I'm not saying Anne's dishes are bad. In fact, they taste pretty good once you get used to it. Brutal. This poor man. He's like, well, my daughter does not cook very well, so... Good day today. Here are some rice balls made from 100% Starshine rice. They are fresh and warm. Do you want some? Yeah, why not? We're pretty rich. We can afford it. Be careful to not get addicted. We'll do our best. Has Nina made something like a flower garden at the ranch? Has she? There was a garden that said do not enter before she arrived, so I don't think she's done anything like that. But we're not gonna forget, we're gonna ask our wife to dance, which I think is pretty normal. I think it's important to thank the land and the sun as well as celebrate the harvest. It's so weird, I wonder... I guess Maria and Anne just never offer food at the Harvest Festival. Just kind of weird, but... Can we start dancing now? If you haven't done all the things you wanted to do, hurry up and do it right now. Let's dance. We're gonna pick our wife, of course. We're like a pretty good dancer. I don't think I've ever seen us miss a step. We do a pretty good job at these things. Oh, Nina's mom is dancing with Anne's dad. I hope they've actually gotten to talk because she's been stalking him and it's been kind of weird. She's also slandered Nina before in front of us, which I didn't really appreciate. I didn't find that very polite. Okay, tomorrow's gonna rain. What day is it? It is the 13th now. Oh my goodness, Cora. Nice try. Alright, how we doing, Millie? She's doing great. Our first cow was named Gale, and we originally only had a cow because there is a Jack and the Beanstalk themed secret Easter egg, I guess. If you have a cow and you try and sell it in year 2, this dude just like shows up at your farm and he offers to trade you a magical bean for the cow, and then if you plant the bean in spring on the mountain, it will grow into a beanstalk. So we've got the bean, we're waiting for spring to grow it into a beanstalk, but yeah, Gale, we originally only got a cow because we wanted the beanstalk. So we needed a cow to be an adult and able to be sold in order for us to acquire the beanstalk bean. But if we're getting technical, we didn't really have a plan for a massive dairy operation. We got another cow, which has been like good. It's definitely been like decent income during this slower time, but in general I think the animals are not necessarily like super worth it. They're a lot of work and cost for fairly low payoff, I guess I would say. I don't remember the beanstalk. It's one of those things that I think, like, unless you... It took me a long time to even find the guide for it deep in some forum. I definitely didn't do most of the secrets when I originally played a lot of the older games. There's definitely a bunch of like little things like that that they would hide in there, but it was like always like very specific circumstances. I was scared for a second that you were going to say your first cow died. She did not die. We're very lucky that the cows are happy staying inside the barn, because if they had to be moved in and out every day, I'll just show you. The bell is terrible. I won't take her out, but just moving the animals with the bell is one of the most horrible, arduous processes ever. this is the sole reason that I was like, oh no, we can't have 1 billion cows because I can't live like this. It's very hard for you to get the animal to like move where you want it to go. They always take a minute where they just like quick double back. So, and you have to ring the bell like 500 times to get them to go anywhere. So, if they needed to be outside, we would be in deep trouble. We would not make it. It would not go well. You can't push them? Like, not really. Because we tried pushing the horse once, and it did not work out so well. You can, like, you can do a little bit, but it's a huge pain. And they move so much. So, yeah, we're just glad that Millie and Gale both enjoyed hanging out in the barn. Because it's been a lot. We thought the bell would be helpful. We thought the bell tree would be helpful, but they're not a huge improvement. It's still a very manual process. And then on top of it, if you let them outside, they like get attacked by moles. IRL horses have pretty strong hooves. They do indeed. Welcome in, Fortuna. Yeah, if you've ever been kicked by a horse, or if you've ever been stepped on by a horse and broken like multiple toes at once, you know that like trying to move an animal that big when they don't want to be moved is not the way. Vaguely remember them being a huge pain to wrangle. Yes. Regards, our childhood neighbor got spooked and kicked him. Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. Yeah. I figured it was the horse that kicked him. Hope not him that kicked the horse. Probably. Yeah, I grew up around horses. I've broken toes a lot of times. Fallen off a lot of times. I'm trying to think if I didn't ever get full on kicked. I've been nicked before. Like gotten kicked at the tail end of a kick, which hurts enough as it is, but at least is not the full brunt. I had a thoroughbred rush me once and I hit him with a bucket of beets because I actually thought he was gonna like mow me down. And I was like, no, dude. Stop. I'm here to give you food. You cannot be rushing me at the fence, sir. So yeah, I don't know. Big animals are tough to wrangle. Of all livestock, though, I would not want to interact with a pig. Pigs can bite through bone too quickly for me to feel very comfortable interacting with them. That's a hard pass. So even though like in a bunch of these farming games I like have pigs, I would never actually have a pig. And I would probably never get goats. I think I would be fine with a cow. I'd be cool. I would love sheep. I want to get sheep one day for sure. I love horses. But goats are too wily. They like know too much. Their little rectangular eyes, they know too much. They're too good at like getting out and like getting into stuff, and pigs are just like dangerous. I don't think that's... I feel like I would just not turn my back on a pig. I just don't think it's safe. Don't think it's the move. And I don't think I would get geese, honestly. I think ducks are like fine, kind of dirty, to like deal with their like ponds and stuff. Chickens are like, they're kind of a head empty animal, but they're otherwise pretty chill. Geese are like, they will kill you. Like, if they get it in their head that they don't want to deal with you, they're gonna go for you. And that would be a lot to handle. So, yeah, my list of like, no thank you livestock in real life is like geese, pigs, and goats. And the goats is really more of just they're just difficult to keep contained. I think we as a society are undervaluing raccoons. They're very cute. Honestly, we as a society hard undervalue possums. Possums are so valuable. They eat ticks, which is great, because I don't know anyone that likes ticks. And they're pretty friendly. They're pretty chill, honestly. Also, skunks are very cute. I have a deep fondness for skunks, and my favorite animal is actually a porcupine. I love porcupines. If I could meet a porcupine in the wild, I'd be so happy. They make those squeaky little noises, and they have those big orange teeth. People are like, they're wild, you can't domesticate them. But honestly, how many generations of breeding would it take to get docile raccoons? Definitely not many. Like, maybe 3? Hedgehogs are chill. I thought about getting a hedgehog as a pet. But they're kind of like a restricted, they're like an exotic pet that you need to kind of jump through a lot of hoops, which is very fair, where I live. So it was not to be. But they are definitely extremely chill and very cute. Definitely good friends. But yeah, I don't think it would take much for a raccoon to be domesticated. They're pretty chill. There's not a lot going on there. I'm trying to see if that boy that we saved is in here, but I don't think he is. It might have been, I mean, I guess it could have been one of these 3 that's in here. That was the one that was just like lying prone at the entrance to our farm. You better kick it out of the fence right away. We'll do our best, sir. I mean, I guess I haven't really seen a mole except when we're digging, but like we don't dig that often, so it's like not a big deal. I'm not excited about that. The egg festival in this game is hard. Like, I don't know, people are cutthroat in the egg festival here. Egg festival in like Stardew and like Pioneers was like a joke, and this egg festival was like absolutely brutal. We got bodied by the livestock dealer too. It wasn't even some kid, it was the livestock dealer that beat us. Raccoons are about as smart as dogs, but craftier because they have opposable thumbs. I feel like we overvalue opposable thumbs. I was just thinking about that the other day. There's some like TikTok or something of a woman. She's like going camping, I think, and she realized that bears can like open car doors. And she was like, "What's the point of being human?" And I was like, "That is a fair question, because like bears do not have thumbs, but they can do a lot." They can get into tons of stuff. And they're just like being their normal bear selves. They don't even need thumbs. Yeah, bears can climb. They're big and can climb. And they don't have the crazy strength of apes, so if they attack, you won't get your face ripped off. Oh, like raccoons? Yes. I was gonna say, bears are pretty strong. I don't know if you want to get into a fight with a bear. I was actually just out checking some of the black raspberry patches that I have near me, and I heard something it was not a bear, but I heard something bigger rustling around in the underbrush, and I was like, alright, I'm gonna just go. I'm not here to pick fights with wildlife, because I won't win. It will not go well for me. That's like the main reason that we don't have a dog. I mean, there's multiple reasons that we don't have a dog, but we have Pickles, our cat, in part because We knew we were gonna move out to a rural area, and that means bears, and dogs that live in bear country have to be very well trained because they have to listen to you when you say, bro, come back over here right now. Ignore whatever else is going on. Step over here. But Pickles is just an indoor cat. She doesn't need any of that training. She could just look at a bear from outside and be like, hello, how's it going? She go into these mushrooms for Nina, I feel like. I don't know when the last time we gave her a gift was, like a couple days ago, I guess, but trying to keep on her good side. She did give us a nice gift at the festival. Alright, how much fodder do we have? 395? So, let's see, what day is it? It is 15th. So we have like 15 more days. So 45 days. Yeah, we have plenty of fodder. Plenty of fodder. So we could hatch another chicken, I guess. We could think about that tomorrow. That could be on the agenda. Nice. Koro is learning. Okay, Koro. It's not quite where we wanted either, but nice try though. A valiant effort. Nice, we got dinner today. Perfect. See, like, I don't know if you have to go to bed with your wife in order to have a kid. If you need to do that a certain number of times, or if it's just, like, a certain amount of time married. I do not know. I don't know what the formula for having a child is. It's not like the kid, like, really matters, I guess. Like, it's not like we're playing as them or anything. But we did build the extra large house, so it kind of would be nice to just get the kid. So I might, if we don't have any sign of that, like, happening anytime soon, I might have to look that up before we do our next session. Just so I don't, like, miss anything if I was supposed to, like, give Nina something special. I guess I could always go to the witch. I wonder if she has anything in her book for post-marriage. I don't know. I guess let's try and hatch one of our chickens' eggs. We could put it in the incubator. There you go. Don't know either. I learned recently that there's a hidden mechanic where your wife's affection can go up or down depending on how late you come home. I think, in this game at least, I think everyone's affection stays the same except Eve's. I think Eve or Eva, the girl who works at the bar, her affection like hard drops if you go to bed after her. So she's actually really hard to keep happy. I don't know if the others are just more forgiving and they don't mind as much. Or if they just don't drop at all. Like, they just don't care. I guess we could go see... Actually, we can't today. But tomorrow we can go see. I literally was not asking you if you were going to church. I do not mind either way, ma'am. You can go to church or not go to church. It does not matter to me. Even a bit. Today's the was the egg festival like the 22nd or something? Something like that. Soon. Soon we'll be subjected to the egg festival. I wonder if the eggs are gonna remain in the same places or if they swap. So I don't know. Hello, Waffles. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. We're just playing Harvest Moon SNES. Blast from the past, you know? Old game. We're in kind of the most boring seasons right now, so we're kind of just hanging out, but otherwise we're doing well. I don't think there's anything else going on our farm. It's kind of crazy how much space they gave us on this farm, considering like it is exceedingly arduous to plant even a small number of crops. Like you just don't have the stamina to take care of that many crops. So it's actually pretty wild to think how much space they gave us. I guess it was meant to be like, hey, you can have like a ton of space for your animals, but man, they were ambitious. They were very ambitious. Alright, tomorrow is rain. We'll bring Koro inside anyway, but we'll just remember to keep him. Hello, Calio, how are you? Welcome in. Right? Like the size of the farm in SNES compared to, like, I think before we got the, like, better watering can, essentially, I think we could only keep... We had how many plots? 1, 2, 3... I think we could only keep, like, 4 plots of vegetables, and even then, the amount of time it takes to harvest is super long. Like, it takes so much time just to pick fruits and veg in this game. So the thought of, like, I don't know, using that much space is insane. Also, we had to chase Millie down for this milk. Imagine, like, going into a dairy barn and someone is, like, chasing their cow down the aisle with a, like, milker in hand, being like, come back. With, like, a bucket, being like, excuse me. I need you to come back here, bro. Please. So we got 1 egg in the incubator, because we're gonna... the chickens are just so low-key. Like, not a big deal to hatch more of them. And once we get through this winter, we won't have to deal with another winter, because it just goes 2.5 years. This is year 2, fall. So then we won't have to, like, think too much about our fodder situation, so... I would guess they originally envisioned longer days and more stamina, but then realized the game was too slow, so they scaled the time down with smaller stamina to match. Yeah, I assume the plan was very grandiose, and then they started realizing, like, the constraints of the system, and what was gonna be, like, sane for a person to do. So they were like, let's not make it so wild. It's funny too, because you don't have a stamina bar. Like, when you start doing things, there's no way for you to tell what your stamina is at. You just get a couple of visual cues where your dude, like, pauses to, like, wipe his face with his handkerchief, and then he pauses to kind of, like, hands on his knees, like, take a minute. And then you get to the point where you're like, actually, we just fall over. We're just so tired, we can't do anything. So it's even like a little bit hard to plan out how you're even supposed to go about a day, because you can't really visualize how close you are to being done. And then on top of that, the onsen is very far away. That's like one of the few ways you can either eat stuff to bring your stamina back up, or you can go to the onsen and take a bath, but it's all the way up here. It's like deep in the mountain. You have to go all the way past these guys. What is this? What is this? Stop that. That rabbit is mine. What are you doing to it? I don't know. I think did we pick it up? I guess we're pretty feral. We'll let it loose. If you buy it with 1,000 gold, you can do what you want? Sure. I see, you are kind. I don't want money, but everybody lives differently. Please understand it. Bye. I don't know what that was. I've never seen that. That's like a hidden cutscene. I didn't even know that was there. Okay. Anyway, the onsen is up here. This is the onsen. And it takes you like, you gotta like, get in. You like sit here. And you like regen some stamina, as you do. But it's a huge hike. It's a huge pain to like get up here. So if you want to like move quickly. Yeah, this hunter dude, I don't know. I don't know what all that was about. Yeah, the moral is lost on me too. I don't know what the point was. I don't know if we failed. I don't know if I'm just confused. But I don't know, that was interesting. New, different. The autumn mountains are beautifully colored. That is true. Fall foliage is nice. Yep, we still work on these days. Farm work never stops. Alright. Yeah, I really am so thankful that the animals do not mind being like shut up all day, because I feel like in some of the later games they don't like that. They do not like being stabled all the time. Like if it's sunny out and then you don't put them out, they are like not into it. Plus you gotta give them fodder, but it's just too arduous in this game to let them like run amok. There's no benefit to like picking up the chickens. I just like feeling like we are connecting with them this way. I don't actually think they enjoy it. They get very squawky when we do, but I don't know. You gotta interact with your animals somehow. And I don't think they care about being brushed. We could try, I guess, but yeah, they don't even care. They're like, you don't brush chickens, bro. He trapped the rabbit. That's why I didn't run. He was scared you were going to let it go. Oh! Smeebig, you're so smart. I didn't get that at all. I was just like, what is this man talking about? This is his friend? Like, I'm so confused. But we saved it. I see. Okay, our wife would be so proud. Nina, feral as she is, would not approve of rabbits being trapped. Honestly, maybe she would. She did feed us that frog live, so maybe she doesn't actually care. I don't know, she hasn't said. She has a great affinity for flowers. Let's check on her diary. Even after you marry the girls, their diaries are still in their original spot. Yeah, it's still at 6 hearts. It's been at 6 hearts like the whole time, I think. We go to bed really late in spring and summer, and we don't give her gifts that often, so. She seems fine, though. She hasn't raised any complaints to us yet. Okay, let me see if... Has festival say anything specific? Yeah, I don't think she says anything specific about how to have a kid. This is just how to get the marriage proposal. Yeah. Interesting. He's a hunter, so that's why he's like, people live different lives. Try to understand. That's fair. Okay, that makes so much more sense. I was like, I don't know what this man wants. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm very confused. I thought it was one of those, like, weird translation errors, and I was just like, okay. Alright. Whatever you say, man. I like how your character looks back at the fortune teller. He looks nervous. He often looks nervous. He's either, like, working out randomly, or he's super, like, spooked about nothing. It's an interesting life that we live, truly. We've got a lot going on. Does this say anything? I don't think it does. These are just about... yeah. So just about the stuff in here. I was like, is there gonna be a book somewhere that tells me? And I don't think there's a book in our house either. Yeah, everything's just all right in our house, which is kind of weird. It's burning. I mean, I would hope so. This is... yeah, just like a ledger. Oh yeah, we named our horse Calf because they called it a calf when we first had the cutscene, and we were like, that is not what you call a young horse. That is actually not the correct term. That is not the way. I don't know if it's winter that we get the golden axe. I think it has something to do with the woodsman. What is the correct term? So, a young horse can either be a foal, which is just like young, like baby horse. And then you can also call it, there are gendered words for if it's a male or a female. So a male baby horse can be a colt. Female baby horse can be a filly. And a slightly older, but not that old, horse can be a yearling. Like a year old, you know, still young, but not so old. So not truly baby, not truly adult. But yeah, calf is not one of those terms. So we were like, we have to name it Calf. That's what its name is, apparently. Yeah, that is what colt and filly mean. Yeah, colt is a young male horse, and filly is a young female horse. Just like, so you have a mare is an adult female horse. A stallion is an adult male horse. And a gelding is also an adult male horse, but one that cannot reproduce. Also, most people geld their horses because stallions are actually pretty aggressive. Got some issues behaviorally sometimes. Okay, so tomorrow, the Egg Festival. We're gonna get Bob. So just prepare yourselves. The Egg Festival in SNES is cutthroat. It is not like Stardew. They're not nice to us here. Nina, she's so down on herself all the time, and her, like, mother-in-law is always, like, talking bad about her. She's fine. I think she's a great wife. I don't even know this man's name. I literally don't even know if he has a name. Like, I don't think he introduced himself to us with a name. I've been listening to some fantasy books recently. Everyone is gelding this and gelding that. I didn't know what it meant. Yeah, it just means a male horse that cannot reproduce. They are less, geldings are the least temperamental, I guess I would say. Both mares can get kind of a reputation of being bad-tempered sometimes. And stallions are just, they're hard to handle. They're a little bit more dangerous to interact with or ride and stuff. So, geldings are common steeds. Okay, the chick. For some reason, the chicks in this game, they look like cryptids when they, like, look sideways. Like, it looks normal now, and then it'll, like, turn its head. See, look at it. Look at that. Terrifying. I don't know why they drew it like that, but it's very disconcerting. It looks like the Kodamas from, Princess Mononoke. Like, suddenly looking at you, and you're like, oh. I don't want to make eye contact with this little poultry cryptid. I'm good. So this is the stage every chicken has to go through. They are always in cryptid form first, and then they become chonky. But I don't think this is done yet. It's so, I don't know, the grass is so hard to tell. I've been trying to figure out if it's one of those things that, like, I don't know, if on, like, a CRT, it would, like, look different, but, man. It is, the hay is crazy hard to tell which stage it's in. It's, like, varying shades of green or varying shades of yellow, and it is a challenge. Oops. Press the wrong button. Let's go get us another mushroom. It is weird that, like, all of the things repopulate the minute you leave a screen and come back. So you can't, it's not like you have to pick, oh, you have to pick a certain finite number of mushrooms are available to you. Like, nah, it's infinite. You're just limited by how much time you want to spend running back and forth. I also don't remember if we, like, pass out if we're out too late. I don't actually remember if that's a thing. We might have to experiment after the egg festival. Just, like, stay up really long, just sit out. Come here, Coral. Good job, bud. Yeah, this man is always condescending. He's always like, is this it? Is that all you have? I'm like, sometimes like thousands of gold. And we're like, yeah. It's like 3,000 gold. I think that's like a pretty serviceable amount of money to be, you know, selling for one day. I don't think that's bad. Evening croissant. Perfect. Alright. The day. It's the egg festival. Our last shot at the egg festival. It's tough. I don't know. It's like a memory game. You gotta run around. There's like a bunch of chests and stuff you gotta open. Find the correct egg and then like carry it back to the dude in a certain time period. It's always, it's much harder than the other games. They went like way easy on the later games. They're like, let's make it a bit more accessible. SNES was like a little hardcore. We didn't even know what we were doing. We didn't even know like what we were supposed to be doing last time. We got absolutely bodied by the livestock dealer. He won like every round. We got like one round correct. We did not do well. Technically we should have gotten 2, but we brought the egg like a second after it expired, which is brutal. I don't even know if you can tell how a chicken is sick. I know there's like chicken like medicine, I think. Or maybe it's just cow medicine. Maybe the chickens don't get sick. Maybe they're like immortal. But, like, at least the cow, you can, like, kind of ask the cow and be like, hello, cow, how are you doing? Not so with the chickens. Alright, it's time. Seed of the rare flower. We have too many seeds that we don't know what to do with, but... Good luck. Thank you. Rule is simple. First person that finds the same colored egg as the one I show wins the game. Oh wait, let me see. Hold up. Am I allowed to like cheat? Like, can I? No. I was like, can we hard cheat and like go find the chests first? But no. Okay. Okay, I have no idea where this one is. Can I jump this? I can. Okay, that one is empty. Woo! I don't think we're gonna get this one. I have no idea where the purple egg even lives. Okay. We missed that one. Okay, the pink one is down here. We knew that. Yeah, so there's like a specific egg that they want, and then you have to go get it. And then you gotta run it back. You get 1 point. Green, I think, is up, was up here last time. Is it this one? No. It is this, I think? No? Did they change them on us? Is it this one? We're gonna get bodied again. Oh my god. Ugh. Green used to be one of the top ones last time. They changed them up. That or I'm just misremembering. That's possible too. Which one is this one? Okay, we knew where that one is. That one's down here. Might be a tie. I'm hoping that somebody else got the other color. Ooh, forgot that those were blocked, aside from that dude. Otherwise, I don't know. Don't know where the blue one is. It might be... Okay, so there's one here. Okay, oof. We got lucky. We got lucky. Whew. Yeah, that was a challenge. We are looking good though. Can you back up? Can you back up? Yeah, go back. There you go. Nice job, Miss Pickles. Good job. Whew. Okay, we won this time. This was our last shot to win the Egg Festival. Crazy. Yeah, we got, it was not close last time. We got absolutely demolished. But that was good. We did well. What is that on our... Do you guys see this? That thing? What is next to our ledger? Hold on. I gotta go check that out. Has that always been there? Have I just ignored this thing on our table? What is this? It's a prize from the Egg Festival. It's a charm to protect from disasters. It looks like a strange beetle thing, but hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. Guards against misfortune? Then we want it. The other weird thing about this game, you can't ride your horse off the property. Your horse can only be ridden on the farm. Which is a little bit different than like a bunch of the later games where it's like a way for you to move around more quickly. scares misfortune off. Yeah, exactly. If that's the case, then we definitely want to keep it. So. Oh god. Yeah, you can like walk through and or step on the chicks. It's very disconcerting. They've got some weird otherworldly abilities. I also have so many chickens. It's like wild to think of having this many chickens. Because even having this much hay as we have, you have to like stagger your hay planting because you can't actually scythe this much hay in one day. You get way too tired. Are you going to incubate more chicks? So my ultimate plan is when we grow the beanstalk, when you grow the beanstalk, you get a golden egg. And I'm gonna see if we can incubate the golden egg. I don't know if that's possible, but I'm gonna attempt it. Once we get to like spring, I might evaluate how much foods, like fodder we have, and then just get a bunch more chickens. But for now, since we're still close to winter, I don't want to overload us because we only have like a certain amount of time left that we can actually grow fodder, and then it takes a bit of time for the fodder to like grow back in the spring. That is the one nice thing though. If you plant hay fields in this game, they come back in the spring, which is great. It's also very much like actual hay. No one plants hay. It just like exists. Did our wife say, did Nina say the like, what she said we got a seed for winning the festival, but maybe it was just that weird charm. There are many different animals in the mountain. Doesn't that give you comfort? I guess. Yeah. Depends on the animal, I guess. Not like a huge fan of like boars or something. Pick, why are you wilding? You're going wild. What's going on? You're traversing the desk? Keep going. Don't be grumpy with me. Keep going. Yeah. Keep going. There you go. She's like getting antsy because it's like 10 minutes to her dinner time. She wants it early, which I can get. I understand being hangry. Do they let you go up after dark? I don't actually remember if you're allowed to like walk up the mountain after dark. Yeah, see, like, I think this is the planting zone for all the stuff. So, we're gonna try that one seed. Winter 1. We're supposed to plant it winter 1 and then water it every single day that we can. There are some days in the winter that if it's like inclement weather, they don't let you go up there, but it's like rain, so you don't have to water it anyway. Do not understand the child. The child mechanic remains a mystery. Because I think we married Nina fall of last year, I think. Like, I think it was fall and not summer. I don't think we got her to full hearts in one season. Oh, I killed that fodder. Oops. Luckily, we have plenty of extra. Plenty. It's weird to think that you could kill fodder, though. It's just hay. It would just go on the ground. Cow would just eat it. It's not a big deal. I think the saddest ones are eggs are really sad when you throw them on the ground because they like crack open. And then if you accidentally sight the plant, it has like a really sad getting cut down animation. You definitely feel it. You're like, ooh, that was a mistake. Should not have done that. Yeah, I'm still not sure. I don't think either of these are ready. Oh, these are. I was wrong. This scythe is so much nicer, and I like our spin move that we do when we do it. Having to individually cut down each one. Brutal. Definitely not the preferred mode. Alright, we've only got like a couple more days. I think today we should just try and stay up, not go to sleep, see what happens. I don't remember if we get like auto knocked out and then we roll up in the morning. Or what the situation is. We've passed out. I guess you can't really like fully pass out when you run out of stamina, you just fall over, so you just can't do anything anymore. But it doesn't actually like make you pass out like you would in other games where you wake up the next morning. Hey Raz, can we do a donation sometime for a specific charity? Like doing like a donathon or something for a charity? Because we could probably do that sometime. Did you have a charity in mind? I would be down. There's some farming charities that we could think about as well. There's some international ones. The one that comes to mind is the Livestock Conservancy. They are a charity involved with heritage breeds of livestock. So they do a lot of work to ensure like lots of rare breeds or like old breeds of like cows and pigs and chickens and stuff are still around. Dollars for tick scholars. I don't know what that is. What kind of charity is that? What kind of work do they do? So yeah, I guess we're just gonna wait here. See what happens if we go late and we just sit here for a sec. Let's see, what time is it now? 6? Is Nina asleep at 6? I think she is, right? She goes to bed pretty early. Yeah, she's already passed out. It's for students with Tourette's. That sounds like a very good charity. I will definitely, normally what I would do, if we were doing a donathon, I would just have to check for any charity that we give to, I just have to check them out on Charity Navigator. I just want to make sure that anyone that we're giving to puts most of the money that we would be giving to them into like actual programs. Because there's lots of charities that are very large, but they take most of their money and feed it back into like their own staff and stuff, and not actually into the thing that they say that they're doing. But I will make a note for that one. We could definitely check that out. Yeah, I'm definitely down to do donathons and stuff in the future. I think 24-hour streams and stuff are a little bit difficult for me. Just because I do have a husband, so, and we have a shared office, so we'd have to figure out something, but I would definitely be down for doing something like that. Or even just having like a month where we set aside and we have a link for donations and stuff, and we just raise money throughout the month instead of necessarily a one-time event kind of thing. But yes, I'm always open to that. It's so weird that this has not... I thought more time would pass. Maybe I gotta move in between screens. Gotta go, love you and your husband too, probably. Oh, cheers. Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, I will definitely, if anyone has other charities that they're like, I really love this charity and I would love if we could do something as a community for it, you are welcome to shout it out sometime. You don't have to, you know, drop it in chat. You could always DM it to me on Twitch here, or you can DM it to me on Twitter, all that good stuff. Or if you're in the, we have a Discord as well. You're always welcome to join. You can always drop stuff in there too. But yeah, I was thinking about doing, I know a lot of people do like subathons or donathons for like their birthday, but I don't actually celebrate my birthday. Not for any like particular reason, I guess. I just don't really like celebrating my birthday, but I would be down to do like a birthday donathon, but to a charity. I think that'd be cool. So that has definitely been on my list. Yeah, it's still 6. So weird. I hope it's not like just stuck at 6 p.m. That would be kind of strange. I could have sworn that like, what are you tempting in game? I want to know if you pass out if you stay up super late, you know? Like, is there like a you just are forced to go home mechanic? But it seems to be kind of stuck at 6 p.m. So maybe there is none. Maybe it's just they assume that if you're doing things, your stamina like goes down or whatever, and there's no like hard limit. You'll never pass out. That's what I thought, because I didn't remember passing out ever before. Yeah, it's just like staying at 6, so I think we just go to bed. I think the day just like hard stops at 6 p.m. and then they're just like, well, if you're still going by this point, congrats. Congration, you done it. Popular exploit to use the hot spring at night to get more work done. Yeah, I can definitely believe that. I mean, again, if there's no like hard stop, if they just assumed that your stamina would be the only thing, then they should have known that people would not be stopped by something as trivial as that. Just even having the hot spring like kind of makes it so that you can go pretty infinite, you know? I guess maybe that's how people grow like tons of crops. is they like, if you think about it, if you wait to do all your work until like later in the day, and then you just go to the hot spring, you soak in the hot spring when you're about dead, and then you just go do more work. It's like pretty infinite amount of time you then have to just get everything done. It's slow, but it's like possible. I feel like I would not have the patience for that though. There's also the other exploit is like if you leave the dog outside, I know your fences just don't degrade unless it like rains or snows. So a lot of people just leave their dogs out all the time because then their fences wouldn't like break down. But at some point, I mean at that point, I don't even know why you would let the animals out, honestly. It's like too much of a risk. Also, I think there's a weird thing where like broken fences actually encourage wild dogs to show up or something like that. So it's like, why? You end up having to like chop tons of wood for like nothing when you could just not do that. You could just abstain. And your animals can just be indoor animals. I mean, aesthetically, it's nicer to have the animals out. I get it. I get that people are like, you know, I like this. The way this works better. But if we're just going for practicality and efficiency, I like all of those mechanics, but taking the animals out is a pain that's not worth it. Yeah, it's just like, it's a pain and there's like dangers to them out there, so it's like the double whammy of like, you know, I'm good. And the fact that you don't have options for other fences, I think is like rough too. Like, if there was a way that you could build like a nice like stone fence and it lasted twice as long, sure, why not? But that is not the case, so it ends up being kind of a huge pain. Stardew got it right, they just walk out on their own. Exactly, Stardew just has the open and shut the door thing, and then they all just leave. And in Pioneers, they have a similar system. There's a bell right outside the door, and you just ring the bell, and the animals, like, one by one come out. And then they just, like, roam. Okay, let's see, it's the 24th. We're almost at 30k again. We're almost, like, back up. Alright, it is a little past 8, so I quickly need to just get up and give Pickles her dinner, because she has a heart condition, so she needs her meds, like, in a fairly timely fashion. So let me quickly put you guys on a bit of a break screen. About 5 minutes or so. Feel free to get up, stretch, get a snack, all that good stuff, and then we'll be back, and hopefully we'll finish out the rest of fall and plant that one seed on the mountain in winter. But yeah, so be back in 5 or so. Okay, I'm back. Let me swap us over. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Made that in record time. Didn't have to cut any pills. I guess that's probably why. Normally I'm having to do a lot more mixing. Part of me wants to know what the animation looks like when you throw the milk on the ground, but I also really don't want to throw the milk on the ground. Maybe we will, like, towards the end. I'll be like, alright, we have to throw one for science. We have to know what it looks like. We've thrown just about every other, like, fruit and vegetable possible on the ground, so we gotta see them all. Let me see if this grass is done. I do not know. There we go. Nice. It was in fact done. Honestly, I say that fall is slow, but winter is really the slowest. There's like basically nothing to forage except for the herbs inside of the caves. There's really not much going on. Not too much. I might do some wood cutting though. I'm not sure if to get the golden axe. I thought it was an event, but it might just be you needing to cut a certain amount of wood first. And then it awards you? I don't know. But winter is truly like, there's nothing going on in this game, really. One of the tools happens during winter, might be axe. Yeah, I don't remember if the other tools... I don't think they were winter. I don't think when we opened up, like when we first went down into the tunnels, we got the hammer, I think. I don't remember how we got the scythe. Something related to that. So I feel like those were not winter. The only thing is to get the axe, I think you have to throw... You have to throw it into the pond, which I think is frozen during winter. The, like, goddess pond. So... I don't know. Yeah, I guess in this season we should try our best to go to bed on time. Alright, we'll have to bring Koro in tonight. I feel bad, we like barely use our horse, but there's not really much going on half the time. There you go, Millie is brushed and milked. I got excited for like half a second and I thought the chick had evolved past its cryptid stage, but it had not. It was just hidden. The one mechanic that I thought was like, want to say annoying, but it was like a little rough, was the livestock dealer only takes into account grass squares planted for whether you're able to buy additional livestock from him. You need 16 squares per animal that you have, which is nice, but if you've saved up fodder, he like it doesn't get counted, basically. So we wanted a cow like way earlier, but we actually had to wait until spring because we did not have enough of the fields planted for him to actually like sell us the cow. Yeah, it's also what makes it tough because chickens you can just hatch, right? So after you get the first chicken from him, you kind of are unlocked, but any cows you want, you like gotta buy from that man. Which makes everything more complicated, because then he'll be like, no, you have too many chickens. So we actually had to sell one of our chickens. And then like plant a bunch of grass to be allowed. And it's not even, the crazy bit is the grass doesn't even have to like sprout. Like it does not matter. It just has to be there on the ground. Yeah, I wonder how much time passes when I like pop over. Probably like 15 minutes or something. Like enough time that it's like a little bit, but it's not like a full hour. Nice. Raining today. Tomorrow is sunny. Alright, we have today, so we have like 5 days left until winter. There we go. Honestly, I might just sleep through these days. I don't know how if that's gonna make Nina upset. But we don't really need any money. Like, we don't really... Oh, there we go. Cryptid phase has ended. Now we have 4 chickens. But yeah, like, I don't know if Nina's gonna get upset, because she's, like, forced to go to bed with us. Even if we go to bed at, like, 10 in the morning. It's kind of brutal. I feel like maybe Nina wants to have her own day. Maybe we're just exhausted. She's forced to be there with us. So, I don't know if she's gonna get upset if I'm like, hey, it's a rainy day. I don't really feel like grubbing around in the mountain looking for anything. So yeah, like what happens? What if we just bed? What if we just speed through? So today should be the 27th. Give Koro some sunshine. There we go. Pig has jumped up to let me know she's finished her dinner. Coming to say hello. Now she's like mischieving behind the TV. As you do, you know. If I was a cat, I would probably do the same thing. There we go. Good. How much money do we have? I think we have over 30k. Yeah, just over 30k. Nonetheless. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna like go to bed every day. Or like, now. Why not? We can only sell so many mushrooms before we're tired of selling mushrooms, you know? Tomorrow should be the 29th, and then the 30th. So just a couple more days. And then our plan will be to go up to the mountain and plant that seed. I don't think we should need to dig up there. Like, I think we just place it on in the earth. Whoa. It's a giant milk. That's crazy. That milk was like bigger than us as a person. I don't even know how we lifted that above our heads. Because liquid is heavy. Like, that was an insane amount of milk. One, to even just come from a cow. Like, cows do not produce that much milk normally. So, a little worried. Like, Millie, are you good? Something happened? I don't know, maybe she's just like really happy today. I was not aware that there were different milk sizes in this game. But turns out there are. The eggs are just the same though. The chickens are like, you get what you get, man. Don't ask for more. So let's see, yeah. Today's 28th, tomorrow will be the 29th, and then we'll have one more day. Beyond that. Maybe it's the charm? Like, what if... Maybe the anti-bad luck charm, like, it's actually kind of a good luck charm? Wonder if that has, like, any bearing on anything, or maybe it's just, like, rate of wild animals that, or wild dogs that come around and ruin your day, or, like, moles or something. Yeah, I don't know if she doesn't. It's so wild. Like, look at how much milk this is. This is bigger than our body. It's like an insane amount of milk. But yeah, it's not like she had a different, like, status line. She's just chill, as she's always been, doing fine. Maybe we just, like, became really good friends with Millie. We've, like, upped our rapport with her. We sold Gale kind of before we could do much. She kind of, like, became an adult, and then we sold her within, like, days. Because I wasn't sure if there was an actual, like, date requirement. The guides were not clear whether the peddler dude, comes on, like, would only show up in fall of year 2, or whether it was any season of year 2. So I was like, well, we'll try selling a cow in summer, and that way if it goes awry, then we've got time to get another cow, fix things. Alright, final day of fall. We will never see another fall day again in this game. This is it. I also don't know what the birds signify. They're just random, or if they're supposed to be like an omen. I don't know. I have no clue. Maybe they're just there for some like lovely ambiance. They seem to show up like once every like 2 weeks or something. There they are. There the birds are. Come to say hello. This is our last day for our hay as well. So we'll have to, I don't know if any of it will be ready, but I don't know about the birds either. Maybe just particularly nice that day. Yeah, I was like, I don't know if it's just supposed to be a kind of like, it's a nice day out. Like, they're never around when it's raining. So that kind of makes sense. Or it could just be random. It's just there to be like, hey, the world is alive. Our last chance for hay. Let's see. Will they be ready? I do not know. Nope, these ones are not. These ones are not either. Close. Alright. It's time. Winter time, winter music. Weather forecast for tomorrow is snow. I like how it's like the winter forecast for tomorrow is snow, even though it's already snowed. Like, that's just, hey, it's winter, snow happens. Alright, so we're gonna get Millie fed, we're going to get the birds, the chickens all done, and then we're gonna grab the seed and the waterer. Because the beanstalk grows instantly, you just like leave the frame and come back, but this one is a tend every day kind of situation. The flock is very lively now. It was way less lively when we had like one bird. We only had one, and now look at them, we've got a whole crew. Alright. Got the seed. And the water. I don't think we need the hoe. We'll find out, I guess. Alright, now we have to see if we can get up to the mountain. I think we should be able to with no problem, but... So it is a long walk. But see, this is why I was like so hyped about the horse and so crushed when they were like, you can't ride the horse off the farm, dude. Not possible. So I think... Whoa. Thank you for letting it bloom. No one has ever planted it before. I thought I'd attend this every day. I'm so happy. I want to give something good to you. Both the flower and I will disappear soon, but I will always pray for you to be happy. That's so nice. I've gotten a... I meant to write berry. Berry of power tree. Nice. I don't think that we can pick it or anything, but that's sick. I thought we were gonna have to tend this thing every day. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to come up here and water it. But nope. Nope. We ate lunch next to it. What a nice view. I just remembered how to get the gold axe. I would love to know how to get the gold axe. Feel free to share. Does this ever get more info? The chicken statue? I feel like it does not. I feel like it just always remains like this weird enigma that everyone is like, I have no idea. Lower left of the mountain should open up. Mm-hmm. Oh, at winter you chop. Okay. Let's pick up our axe then. It's time. It is time. I thought we had to wait for a woodsman to like lend us their axe. That's what I thought we had to do. But let's head over. Let's see. Ooh, I always have to like walk over here. Hello, ma'am? How do you do? I'm Goddess of Spring. Did you expect me to come out? By the way, I have a question. Is this gold axe the one you dropped? No. Oh yes, I found an honest person. I'm giving you this gold axe. No, you don't have to thank me. I'm so happy to meet someone honest like you. Bye now. Keep up with your work. Celebrity guest appearance. It really was a celebrity guest appearance. Thank you for the tips, me, but I literally would have waited like for 12 years. Because I thought I read that you had to, that a woodsman would be like, I need to like borrow your axe or something. And then you're like, here you go. But maybe that was one of the other tools that they borrowed. I don't know. Either way, I think now we have all of the gold tools. I think we've got all of them that can get gold, I guess we should say. Pretty sick. Snow made me think of it. That's so smart. Well, I'm glad we figured it out because I would have missed it. I would not have like gone and chopped at the pond. I would not have known. I don't remember when any of the winter festivals are. The other one that was weird is we missed the Thanksgiving festival last year. I don't know where we were supposed to have been, but we did not make it to where we needed to be, and so we didn't get any cutscene or anything. We were just like, okay. Nothing for us here. These massive milks are really getting me. It's wild. Alright, to get Millie's food. Drop that off. There we go. Now we've got 4 eggs going. I think the eggs are what? I think they're like 50 each, so it's like 200 gold a day. Just like not bad. It was a pretty wild realization when I found out that you can't like stack extra feed in the chicken coop or the barn. Just like real animals, they just eat it. They just do not have any sense of forethought. Just see food, eat food. Okay, 10th is Thanksgiving. Yeah, I have no idea what we do for Thanksgiving. We got to see the Starry Night Festival, but Thanksgiving, we missed. There's not really anything to do, honestly. We're just going to bed at like 4 p.m. It's like a very disordered way of living, but that's where we're at. I also wonder, I guess, how much the larger milk is. I don't know if it's like double. It has to be worth more. I just definitely don't think it's like the same amount. Almost just threw some fodder on the ground. It was actually close. Just tossing it out there. So we have 34,700 today. And if we go to bed, how much will we wake up with? fair today, fair tomorrow. Alright, let's see. $35,250. So it was what? $34,700. So $550. And I think 200 of that is the chicken's eggs. So $350 for the big milk. Pretty good. Not bad. Kind of see how people would have maybe indexed hard into animals. They were not bad to take care of, and like cows at least, that is like pretty good money. It takes a long time for them to like mature. It's like 15 days or something. It's like a while, but not so bad once they are actually mature. The real problem is the grass. I still think that's like the real limiting factor. Like having enough hay fields to be allowed to get so many animals. We'll make a quick lap. See what there is to see. See, the other killer is that, like, you can't fish. Like, there's no real mining. You can't fish. There's really nothing to do in the winter. You just hang out. You sleep early. I guess maybe if you were really smart, you would like wait until winter to try and do any romancing or like marrying people. Because then you could devote all of your time before that point to like getting all your stuff set up, but honestly I don't remember if much happened that first winter. I feel like it didn't. What if you don't have their favorite items during winter? So I know for a fact that that fodder is never negative. Not like the favorite, but never negative. And so that's always a backup. And I don't think herbs are a detractor for anyone either. And herbs are always available in the cave in the mountain. So you kind of have at least some options. Yeah, you can give them fodder. You get like 4 relationship points with them, each one. And then I think it's like every 100 hearts or something, or 100 points you get a heart or something like that, or maybe every 50, somewhere around there. But yeah, it kind of a weird vibe to be giving a future spouse, fodder as a gift. I don't know what you're trying to say, but yes, you can do that. It is possible. I tried giving Marnie fodder in Stardew and she got mad. She's probably like, I don't need this. I have no use for this. I'm not an animal. What are you trying to say? So I kind of get it. But yeah, the fodder is like, I'm trying to think like what are the actual detractors, like what are things that people actively don't like. I think some of them don't like some of the mushrooms like the poisonous mushroom stuff. I think universally everyone likes fodder and fish. And like vegetables and stuff. But yeah, it's not as complex as like Stardew. There's not a whole lot of likes or dislikes differences. It's nothing quite so crazy. It's everyone's a little bit more even-keeled, I guess. I read it'll be fair tomorrow as it'll be the fair tomorrow, and I was like, fair? What? Which one? And I was like, ah, there's no article there. It's not the fair, it's just fair. I get suspicious when the chickens are all like in a group together. They look like they've been having some sort of conference. I don't really know if allowing them to organize is a good idea. Excuse me. The chicken was like, I'm guarding the food. Yeah, like this is the only like place to get stuff in winter. So we hop on up over here. Go into the cave. Which is also where Nina's cutscene happened, where she got like, I don't even know, her mom got sick and then she decided to, oops, come up to the cave to grab an herb, and then she twisted her ankle or something? I don't know. She was like collapsed in the cave. And then we carried her out. And all was well. It's also super weird, you can't ship flowers. That's the one thing that I remember getting really bamboozled by. You can only like give them as gifts, but they don't have any monetary value, and if you try and put them in your shipping container, you just throw them on the ground. Which is so weird because I feel like in so many of the other farming sims, flowers are like key way you make money. You're like always hawking flowers. Alright, we probably got time for like 1 or 2 more days. It's probably not enough time to get to the Thanksgiving festival, which is fine because I'll need time to like look up what we are supposed to even be doing, because I don't know. Feel bad that our horse is always just like stuck in this tiny stable. Like rarely comes out. Alright, let's see. I think maybe we just sleep again and then we just do like 1 more day. Because like the herbs are fine, but they're not great. I don't know, they take so long to go and get. Now that we have like so many chickens and a cow that's giving us like the good milk, I feel like it's diminishing returns to run up and back to the mountain over and over. Before, when that was like our only income, it made sense. Hello, Allie, how are you? Welcome in. We're just playing some Harvest Moon SNES. We're in winter, so we're in the slow season. Good, I just got back from vacation. Nice. Hope your vacation was restful. Hope it was good. It was? I'm glad. I'm glad. Vacations are nice. Technically I'm on vacation right now, but not like... I don't like traveling, so I'm at my house. But I took the week off work, so that's nice. Did a bunch of cool things. Nice. You love traveling? Yeah, I feel like most people like traveling. Traveled a lot as a kid, and I really just grew to dislike it. I'm very much a homebody. I like just hanging out in my own space. What I hate is moving. I don't think anyone likes moving, so I don't think you're alone in that feeling. Moving is always very stressful. Doubly so if you have to move far, or if you have to move a bunch of stuff. When we moved into our house, it was actually... we were already in the middle of closing on the house when COVID hit. And then we ended up moving in like June or whatever, I guess was when we finally moved. And normally we would have gotten a moving company because we had a lot of stuff, but that was no longer available to us with COVID. So we had to move all of it in like a U-Haul, and that was not very fun. I'm moving like 2 times this year. That's 2 times too many. Moving is terrible. I also don't think I've ever moved to a place that was like easy to park a moving truck. Ever. So it was always just very stressful. It was either in a city environment where you had to be like in and out very quickly, or you'd be in big trouble. Which is obviously not a great situation to place yourself in when you need to like move furniture out of a truck. Or it was so narrow that it was actually hard for the truck to like get in and out. So always something stressful. Nice. Alright, let's... What day is it? Let me sanity check myself. Alright, we'll put ourselves on the 9th, which is fine. Going to bed. Passing out before the shipper even comes by. Alright. So, I think that's probably going to be it for us tonight. Let me quick do some swapping over. Let's go to our screen here. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. We got so much done. We got a bunch of like cutscenes that I didn't even expect to get. We're gonna stop by and say hi to Iris as they're finishing up Spiritfarer, and I will catch you guys tomorrow for some morning Stardew.